This shit working? 305, this is Ace, Robert, Danny, AD.
Esta la isla,
Okay, R.
esta la isla, esta la isla.
Being like a big influence was Chente, right?
¿Tú tienes calocha? ¿Qué es eso? Calor en la chocha.
Calor en el pecho, papi.
En verdad, si vas a seguir comentando crickets, vete al carajo, ¿viste? And welcome to another little segment here at Isla Talks. This one is brought to you by Glass House Tinting. Use code La Isla for a little, tell them we sent you guys. We got here Danny. We got here Chini. We got AD from the motherfucking
Tree.
And we got, last time it was 2-0. This time it's 3-0.
Yes, sir.
Undefeated.
100% finish rate.
Biggest. AJ Rodriguez. What's up, AJ? Welcome back.
What's up, gangsters? We're back.
Yes,
We're back. We're back with a dub. With a dub. With a
We said we
dub.
would be.
With a
In
dub.
different terms,
Facts.
but we said it would be.
Yeah. But listen, I think I said on the last podcast, I liked it. I like that you went 3 rounds with the opponent because I feel like you're gonna get that experience. You feel me? Instead of just going out there and knocking your opponent in 20 seconds. You feel the same way?
Brother, I feel like, I've been doing this like close to 12 years already, so like experience always, no matter, there's somebody that's always been doing this for longer than me. So experience is never a downside. You gain experience every round you step into the ring. But more than anything, it was just about the fans and like the supporters just seeing that I don't go in there and it's just knockout first round. You get me? You could break somebody.
Yeah.
You got to have the experience to break somebody.
And you want to say something, Eddie?
I was just going to say he needed more screen time. He was getting off the screen way too quick.
No, 100%.
Yeah, we're still at 100%.
100%.
100% finish
We
rate.
just had to show different. We had to show different skills. And I'm glad, bro. I'm glad I was able to get out of there safe. I'm glad he was able to get out of there safe. We took some punishment. Well, he took some punishment. So did I. I'm serious. I took some punishment too, bro. So shout out to Corey. But, bro, I just, I feel like for a 3-round fight, I came out, bare knuckle fight, I came out pretty good. You get me? I don't have nothing on me.
That's the most important thing at the end of the day. Yeah.
Definitely.
And it was, I was watching the fight and we rewatched it here today before you got here. Your technique. It was like, I feel like every time I see a bare knuckle fight, they just go right como si fuese, papi, un toro sin
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You took your time, you measure your shots, you didn't go too crazy, which was, I was watching the fight and I got nervous. It was one of the first times I see a fight and I know the person that's fighting. And I'm not going to lie to you, you took a nice little shot and I was freaking out. But the way you bounced back from that shot, I feel like people watching the fight noticed you.
Yeah.
The way you took that
for
shot.
sure. It comes with like, you're being a warrior, but again, that's what we were saying at first, like the experience, bro. Just you gotta understand that taking a shot, like if you play baseball, there's not a single baseball player out there that hasn't struck out.
Yep.
You get me? It's like taking a shot. You get me? You don't get 3 strikes in fighting, but you're getting hit. You get me? So you're gonna take a shot, and everything is just how you respond to it. At first, you always get emotional and everything, but as time passes by and you've been doing this a while, you realize it's part of the game. Just make sure you take note of it and you don't take that same shot again.
Yeah, I really, when I watch you fight, it feels like kind of like, how do I explain it? Like a bit, it feels like like a choreography, like in a good way, not in the sense that like you're nimble on your feet and even if you get hit, you're already like thinking about the next thing you have to do.
Yeah.
And like even before, obviously we started recording, the way you explained like what was your process in your mind while you were fighting is what makes you different than other fighters, because like how we spoke on the first pod, sometimes people get lost in emotion and don't realize that boxing and even BKFC is kind of like chess. So like every move matters. Like even the slightest feint can change the whole like match. So like that's why I think not only did you get recognized more this fight because obviously you're undefeated and you're gonna keep going. Obviously, fam, but I still think that there's from the people I've seen, I don't see that. And I'm not saying there aren't great fighters. I just think that you just have this mentality when you get into the ring that makes you unique and makes you different. And that's why you're in the position you are.
Yeah, thank you, brother. The experience, bro. Once again, he was tough, and one thing that people don't take into consideration is experience helped me win this fight. So this guy was an MMA vet. He was way older than me, and I'm not gonna sit here and lie. You're not supposed to look for the knockout as an experienced fighter. I tried to put him to sleep because I made a promise and stuff. I really tried to put him to sleep. And bro, it didn't happen. And some people, I'm gonna tell you, they just have that type of granite chin that they'll walk through. A fighter that doesn't have much experience, he will definitely just back down, and it kills your confidence. When you shoot somebody with a good shot and they walk through it, it kills your confidence. And every shot, and with your confidence comes your gas, so you get more tired. Let's say you got no gas, right? But you're piecing off on somebody, you're gonna be like, damn, I'm winning the fight. So that is going to keep you going, until you take a bad shot. So me, it was just I saw that I wasn't going to be able to put him down. An experienced fighter thinks, okay, I'm not able to put him down like that. There's 5 rounds. You get me? Be patient. You can break anybody good enough, because every round, as the rounds progress, they get more tired, and when they get more tired, they make more mistakes.
Yeah.
So you just gotta make sure you stay poised and see whatever you gotta see.
Keep chipping away.
Yeah, and that's something I like because I saw after the first round you started attacking the body a little bit more. You started, selecting your shots. That's adapting, and that's to wear him down eventually, right?
Yep.
Looking for
If
different.
not, you don't win. You guys saw how in the first round, that shot I got him with the right hand that he threw
Beautiful.
himself on top on me, bro. When I saw that he just got up, his legs just buckled a bit, but he stayed up. I was like, okay, different type of ball game now, And then just as every shot that I landed, he would just walk through it. That's when I decided to just make the adapt and just change the way that I was fighting.
And a lot of people would lose confidence, like you said, in that moment. But you understood that it was just a different situation.
It's
a
part of the
different fight.
game.
Yeah.
It's part of the game.
Yeah,
Just
most
the only thing that you can't do is kill yourself and say, I'm gonna lose. Because once those words come, and I'm like saying those thoughts won't come in your mind, like, damn, I got hit with a good shot. But you need to recognize, take it in. You got hit with a good shot, but it's just a moment. It's not the whole fight. Just don't come back with a loss. You can go to your corner and you come back from anything with your team.
Recovery.
At that point, you just gotta reevaluate. Like you hit him hard as hell, and he's still just there. He's just like, oh, okay. You're just like, all right. Some people are gonna just be like, oh, this is it. I can't knock him down. If the fight's over, I'm gonna lose.
Right.
What he did was, damn, took it. All right, now let's go. See, this road is closed. Let's try this road. See if this one's gonna work now.
You took a different path.
And maybe that path is
I'll
gonna
give you guys an
reconnect.
example. Simple. From years back to now, the Ice Age, everything. What happened to every animal that didn't adapt?
They want
They weren't
to extinct.
extinct.
So that's the case, bro. Just don't go extinct.
Good
Even
adapt.
some fighters are
Going
passing through
extinct.
that right
Yeah.
now.
Correct. So I mean, it's the name of the game. The players are gonna change, but the game is gonna stay the same. The only thing is, you just gotta make sure that you make the right moves and you make the right connections, so you stay good and in good hands with people, and you still have connections until this fighting stuff is over. Because
Yeah.
you get me. Luckily, I was okay this fight, but the first fight I broke my finger. You get me.
Yeah.
What if you go through an injury that you can never fight again?
Correct.
Keep your connections, stay solid, stay real,
Mhm.
and bro, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, as they say.
Do you feel like when you fight like it's your last?
Every time.
Yeah.
The reason why, one thing, I'm sure a lot of fighters do it. I don't speak to other fighters about what they do because I just do what I gotta do. But bro, since the amateurs, as I was going through it and I was going through my hardships in life, ever since I debuted, I would be going into the bathroom the night before, and just I would get emotional. Things would go through my mind of everything that I went through, and I was just like, this shaped me to this. I gotta go get my man. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's really it.
I mean, that's what makes you, you know, and that's what makes you different.
Bro, there's a quote by one of the best baseball players of all time, Roberto Clemente, that he only got 3,000 hits in his career, only. And a reporter went up to him and he told him, are you going to hit now or are you going to wait till next season? And he goes, you never know when's your last day on earth. So I'm going to go out there and give it my all. If I don't get my 3,000 hit, I don't care. I go to sleep happy because I gave it all. But if I achieve it, we'll celebrate. He achieved it, and that was his last hit. Passed away.
So you see, you never know, and like some things that you speak, bro, like really come out to the universe, and it's just that's the whole ordeal. You gotta remember that when we signed that contract, I'm one shot away from going to sleep permanently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it really is dangerous out here, and you just gotta make sure that when you go in there, if you die, that's unfortunate. You signed up for it, so whatever. Like if I die, bro, it happens. You get me? People die all the time. If the guy dies, it happens. He signed for it. It sounds kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
But
it's the real.
it's the real. You
It's a
get
sport.
me? But to be honest with you, I would be upset if I can't win like if I lose a fight, and if I die, like whatever. What am I gonna do? Complain? No. But like if I lose a fight and I didn't give it my all, which it has happened, bro. I've lost fights before. You get me in the amateurs. You get more upset when you didn't give it your all, rather than you know that you went in there guns blazing and tried everything in your power to make that fight, you know, and you don't get it. You feel happier because you know you tried everything.
Yeah, that's the most important thing at the end of the day. You can't control everything, but you can control it. You can do
How you move.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think it was an interesting. I think every fight for you, obviously, is a new experience and a new trial and a new tribulation, just like life. And I think at the end of the day, yeah, you came in wanting to knock him out, but you
We all
understood
did.
it's not the moment. It's not this, but I'm still gonna take advantage of my situation and do what I gotta do and get paid and feed my family, and that's all
Yeah.
that matters.
I actually talked to a buddy of mine. He's a current world champion of the BKFC in my weight class. He's like a big brother to me, and he told me, El India. That is.
Yeah.
You guys know who he is.
Yeah.
And bro, I called him on FaceTime, and he told me, he's like, brother, I think that what happened was that you were so focused. He helped me out a lot throughout this camp. So he was like, brother, you were just so focused on getting the knockout that when you didn't get it, you started second guessing and things like that, because it happens. And like doing camp with him, that's one thing that I always told him, like, I'm gonna get the knockout fast. And one thing that he told me was, remember that at the end of the day, you got to get ready for 10 minutes of battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no, when I knock him out, what if you don't knock him out? You get me? And I saw my opponent's fights. Real talk, I never saw his fights. I saw his fights the night before fighting. Like the night before fighting him in the hotel, I saw his fights. And I was like, this motherfucker gonna take a punch. Right? But I still said I was gonna knock him out.
Yeah.
And then I actually recognized to my friend, to Alberto Blas, I was like, yeah, bro, you're right. I was so focused on just laying this guy out that when it didn't come, I was like, okay, I gotta adapt. But if I would have just adapted from the very beginning to being ready to break him down, I probably would have broke him in the second.
Yeah, but that's something you learned for next time.
Yeah. So exactly, it was a learning experience. He told me that I still got the win. I still look good. I still came out healthy. So with that being said, bro, you take it on the chin for the next one.
Yeah.
And you also show what you made for. You feel me? You
Definitely.
also showed balls out there.
Yeah.
You feel me? If shit didn't go your way, or shit didn't knock him out, let me fucking adapt. Not every single fighter does that.
Yeah.
You know, you have to have that fucking mentality to improvise.
Kill or be killed, bro.
Exactly. In 2 seconds, because you can't be, oh shit, I didn't knock him out. Let me take a step back and think about it. You can't fucking think.
When you think in there too long, you think long, you think wrong.
Yeah.
You
And
overthink.
one thing, bro, is like there's also a certain satisfaction. I've had a couple of knockouts, bro, you know, and knocking somebody out is good, but what if you gave him a lucky shot? There's always the question, you know.
Yeah.
When you make somebody quit and not want to fight anymore, that you're right beside them, and or like not beside them, the referee's right beside them, and you're in front of them, and the referee tells them, "Do you want to continue?" Because you guys don't hear that, but I do.
Right.
When the referee tells them, "You want to continue," you hear him say no, or like you realize it comes with your ego, maybe I don't know
Yeah.
what it is, but I just broke somebody that bleeds
Yeah.
the same way I do, you know.
It wasn't just like he blacked
happened.
out. He's conscious and he doesn't want to fight me anymore.
Correct.
He was pissing him off with the jab. It was the jab, the jab, the jab. First punch, I don't know if the first punch broke something, but his whole face was like fucked.
Yeah.
The side of the eye was
Cut him
fucked.
in the first.
Yeah.
That was my my whole way of thinking. It was when I didn't knock him out, I said, okay, let's go for his eye. I saw in the fight the night before, his eye was already broken from another blow, and because of the scar tissue.
It's like chess.
So I went and I hit that eye. And then if you see in the fight, when I right before the finish, I jabbed him, and I saw that he like covered his eye because like he didn't like it, and right there I picked up on it. I was like, okay, I got him, and that's when I hit him again in the same eye with the jab. So it's just I took his weakness.
Yeah, the mental game at the end of the day. Most of the
It's
fight
chess.
It's chess, exactly. And what I was really impressed, obviously I've seen clips and stuff like that, but you know, the more I've seen you grow as a fighter, because everyone grows, your footwork is amazing. Your footwork is really like one of a kind. Like obviously you punch hard, you do everything that other boxers do, but I really do think that like the way that you move, it's kind of like a cat, like very graceful, like when a
Like a ninja.
exactly,
Very nimble.
yeah. When somebody tries to throw you a hook or something, like even if you get hit, you could tell that you did it in a way that it
You-
I didn't take full impact.
Yeah, he
Exactly.
absorbs.
I roll with the hit. Yeah,
And you're always moving, which at the end of the day, like obviously I'm not a boxer, I'm not a fighter, but
you're
I
a
see with
fan.
my eyes,
You like it. Yeah.
yeah, I see with my eyes, and I think it's impressive. Like I think that at your weight class, a lot of people wouldn't be able to do that. You know.
No.
There's nothing more beautiful when a boxer has
Great footwork.
footwork. Like my
Yeah.
favorite boxer is Lomachenko. Bruh,
Right.
Fantastic footwork.
the Matrix, they call him.
Oh,
Beautiful
His dad
footwork.
put him in ballet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's basically like all that beautiful footwork. It's not just good to see, but it's also important.
Yeah.
Because if this is not solid,
Yeah.
That's
And can't
that-
move?
The top is. Yeah.
and you're gonna get hit, and you're just gonna.
And the thing is, like with Lomachenko's dad, like he wanted to move him to ballet, not ballet, Ukrainian dance or
Yeah.
whatever, traditional dancing,
Mhm.
because he had an end game. He wanted him to have the best footwork in boxing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like that's impressive. You get me? And then actually, one thing that I actually tried to do is I tried to channel like Lomachenko or like learn a lot from him whenever because I'm ambidextrous, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really try to mirror him when I'm fighting righty. I mean, when I'm fighting southpaw. Excuse me.
I think that everyone obviously takes inspiration, especially from great fighters like that. But at the end of the day, you still make it your own
Yeah,
way.
your own
style.
And that's what matters at the end of the day. Like, and that's
I
why
still
you're-
have my own way because I feel like I have a little bit more. Well, not a little bit. I feel like I have more power. You know.
yeah.
But and then not to mention I'm fighting bare knuckle.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
But
Completely
nobody in
different ballgame.
bare knuckle would have Lomachenko's footwork.
No.
Yeah, I mean I'm the closest thing
Yeah.
to it, respectfully. So might as well just embrace it and use it to my advantage and just get better with it.
Of course. Yeah.
100%.
It kind of felt like when I was watching the fight that like your opponent, with no disrespect, was going in slow motion. That's how fast
He was.
like,
Yeah.
You were 2 steps ahead of him every time. Like even when he got a good shot in, it didn't really matter because you're already ready for the next shot. So like for me, yes, it went 3 rounds, but for me it was a clear victory.
It was 2-0.
With no disrespect to he's a
No.
great fighter. He took a lot
Yeah.
of shots, and thank God he's healthy. I'm not
Very
hating on him.
strong. Yeah.
I'm just saying that, like, unfortunately, yes, like it was a
It's
one-sided
levels, man.
fight.
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's
a
levels.
one-sided fight, and everyone in that arena knew that, and that's why they were screaming your name. Because
And my thing was just, if I didn't get to lay him out, that's okay. But I'm going to come out of that fight clean.
Yeah. No, you put on a show.
And I didn't like. I think that's one of the most impressive things that people saw was like, bro, he did 6 minutes of fighting, and he did not get hit.
Bro, it was a master class. It was because I know some people they love the knockouts. They love first round knockouts right off the bat. But for me personally, like I'm a sports nerd, so I
You're
appreciate
a fight fan.
I appreciate like how a fighter adapts throughout the whole five
You
five
learn
rounds,
how to
right? It's
break
five
them
rounds.
down. Yeah, 5 rounds, and then we can go to our overkill round if it's tied up.
Okay.
But this is the thing, like the fans will enjoy all of that and everything in the blood because you guys will talk about it on the way home.
Mm-hmm.
But how does the fighter feel?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how he feeds his family, you know. So it's like, if he feels bad and he has to cut his career short for your entertainment, that's not a fair game, you know. I rather just people be more impressed. Like, damn, how did he do that? How did he weave them? Some people want you to sit there and trade. What's the point? The point is to win.
Yeah.
Those people, most people that want you to sit there and trade with somebody, they have never been in a ring themselves.
Bro, it's like Mayweather. Pretty boy Mayweather was a knockout fucking artist. You feel me? But Money Mayweather was a professor in the ring.
Yeah.
The whole point of the game is to hit and not get hit.
Yeah, exactly.
And people criticize Mayweather a lot because he will run. They will say, "Oh, every time I buy a Mayweather fight, he's running. He ran with Pacquiao. He ran with this." No, bro, he was just hitting, moving, which is the same thing that Canelo does right
And
now.
it's harder, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's more impressive. And like you said,
Way more
you
impressive.
came out of the tunnel and you kissed your family. Everything's good. You didn't go to the hospital. Your
Oh,
opponent
it's
didn't go
clean.
to the hospital. You did your thing. Everyone's good. Your
Everyone got
family-
paid.
Exactly.
That's better than you coming in there giving this guy a coma for no reason.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
I gave you guys a great show. Yeah, sure, but what is it? What's it to me? If I right now, I wouldn't be able to get on this pod with you guys if I was feeling bad.
yeah.
I wouldn't be able, and not to mention that I would have took serious damage to my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
the risk
and bro, that's the computer. The human mind is a computer. The brain is a computer.
And we've seen stories, a lot of stories about that. About
I gotta pee.
Dale?
Let's go. Who wants to join?
How do you feel like the BKFC is gonna grow in the next few years? In my opinion, I think it's gonna grow quick. Like,
Bro, it's gonna sound crazy, brother, but I think, like, look, it's been so long. So the BKFC, I think it came open, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm not. Yeah, I'm actually sure. I'm actually certain. I think that the BKFC in 2017, if not 2019, became back to being like valid and you know, and it's so much saying the BKFC is growing, the BKFC is growing, the BKFC is growing. You guys went to the last event. I feel like it's pretty big. We got David Benavides showing up. Conor McGregor is my boss. We got Aiden Ross, influencers, Lil Pump, like, and every time that you go to an event, there's always a new face. You never know who you're gonna meet, and not to mention, like my first fight, Andre Berto was there, you know. But not to mention that, like, there's always new eyes. Remember that every time there's always a new, no matter what, there's always going to be a new fan that's never seen the fights before at any event. So it's only getting bigger and only getting bigger, but I feel like it's already pretty big, you know.
I always
There's just my bad. It's a side note on that, not to interrupt you, but Mike Tyson. There's a video of Conor handing out the belt to Mike Tyson. You guys seen it, I'm sure. That he's telling him like, Mike, look, solid gold belt. And in the beginning, yeah, sure, there wasn't, but he was telling him like, and now there's solid competition, solid competitors. Like, there's I don't want to use myself as an example. You know, I feel like that's very like cocky. I like to remain humble, but me, I did extensive amateur background, 3-time Golden Glove champion. You got me nationals, everything. So now you have real skill. We've gone worldwide. We have other fighters here. We have Austin Trout that fought Palomino. He's he used to be a world champion. He gave Canelo a run for his money, I believe. So I feel like the competition is only growing. So I feel like the sport's only gonna get bigger. But yeah, continue, bro. My bad. You were saying?
No worries. I always usually in all these stories of sports and just people that go for goals and stuff, they always have a certain person that's in their corner that obviously pushes them and makes them the person you are. Obviously, off cameras, I know that's we've talked about your coach and stuff, but I wanted to talk a little bit more like I wanted to hear your perspective on how did he make you to the person you are today as a fighter and as a human, because I assume he also
That's huge.
he helps you mentally also, apart from the
So I'm gonna go ahead and say something on record, bro. Like, I've been to some great schools. I trained with Yudoki Gamboa's dad. I went with my coaches that they have had other fighters, and they were in a championship fight with Barthélemy and stuff like that. I'm not sure. I think that's my current coach. But in the amateurs, I was with some really great coaches that made some really great amateurs and that turned pros. And I was never growing so much as a fighter. And I realized it, but I just love the sport so much that, I was having fun, bro. And I realized that I was still a shitty person. Or not a shitty person, but just a knucklehead per se.
immature.
Ever since I got with this coach Eric El Tigre Castaño, he's a 5-time world champ. I feel like most kids that get into fighting need not only a coach but a mentor. All of these coaches that I mentioned to you were great coaches. I have very good skill because they shaped, they poised, and I adapted, but they were just coaches. This coach that I have is a mentor. I've never had a coach that would call me, hey, how do you feel? How are you? Did you eat? What do you want to eat? I never even had so much as a meal with a coach. And on Fridays, I go with my coach, Coach Tigre. I go with him to a restaurant, and he takes me out, and he just keeps me focused and just firm. And he goes with me anywhere I gotta go. So I feel like what's helped me develop myself as a fighter, but most importantly as a person, is having a mentor. I feel like everybody that gets into the fight sport has lack of discipline, and that's why you're really in this. You get me? Because if not, just go play baseball or like something else. You get me? But to want to get hit for free and stuff like that, you lack discipline some type of way.
Right.
So just having a coach that's going to be in the gym but not caring about you in the gym, just collecting a monthly bill from you without worrying if you're okay or if you're in the streets or whatever, and it doesn't matter. Like when I was with my last coach, I actually got arrested, bro, and I was away from the gym for about a week. He didn't even call me to see if after I was punctual and everything, he didn't even call me to see if I showed up or anything. You get me? This coach, my coach in the morning, he calls me every morning to see how I feel and to see at what time I'm getting to the gym, just to make sure that I didn't even get into as much as an accident. And this is Monday through Saturday. Some people need a mentor, not a coach.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, like, some people nowadays that when they're fighting all that stuff, they're like, oh, I'm the shit and nobody can touch me. But they just need somebody to be like, hey, look, come here.
Yeah.
Listen to the words I'm about to tell you, because I'm just older, but I've had more experience than you in the streets or in
the fight game.
Yeah, the fight game. And a lot of people are just too cocky till they get that reality check, and they're just like, oh, nah, I don't want to do this anymore. But like you, since you have, a theater now, I've seen you compared to how you used to be. Like, you said you got arrested and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You always were a little, all over the place, but now you're like in line focused.
Because I had that lack of discipline. And another thing, bro, is I was doing this as an amateur, collecting just trophies and stuff like that. But when you do this as a career and you want to live off of this, a zero, people say it may not. But before you get to a significant history or a world title or a couple, if you're going up on the ranks and you lose to a somebody, to a nobody, to a contender, then your career might as well just be over. And if you're gonna do this to make chump change, don't do this. You get me? Like, if you're gonna do this to not make any real money off of it, just get a regular job. You get what I mean? So, I mean, now I'm focused because I'm treating this as a career. I'm trying to be professional, but also I take full advantage of the fact that I have a coach that is. There's a lot of coaches that just helped you get in shape, or they're good motivational speakers, or they probably lost weight along the way, or doing a camp or something, and they're using that to improve you. Which I'm not saying is a scam, because maybe you do improve or maybe get better. But my coach was a 5-time world champ. You get me? And he's in the Hall of Fame. So when I got in this game, I didn't do this to lose weight. I didn't do it for anything. You get me? I did this because I knew what I wanted to be from the very beginning. And I need a coach like that around me if I want to grow as a fighter and as a person. So I feel like that's why I'm a lot more focused now and just, you know.
And as a coach, like I coach baseball.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very important because when people say you're a coach, people think only about the baseball side. But there's nothing more important than having a coach that's a mentor, like you said, right? Because you have kids that have potential. Best kids, the almost 100% of the time, the kid that has potential is a little bit crazy, all right? And that kid, I don't know, maybe he has problems in his house. You know, it's very important for coaches to check in on those kids, you know, because not everyone is equal. Some kids have it all. Some kids don't have it all. And maybe that kid that went to play baseball that day went to play baseball to distract himself from what's going on at home and stuff, you know?
My coach houses people in the gym, bro. Like, Young Tigers Foundation, we house people there.
Mm-hmm.
We have people living there. We bring people from other countries. My coach brought a fighter from Chile, and he's doing his second camp now. And my coach is letting the fighter stay at his house to try to get him on a card, to try to change his life.
That's real.
So that is a mentor. That is a person that will change your life. Why? Because they did it as well. You get what I mean? Most coaches are doing this just to pass the time or just to make the money and get back to something.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? My coach actually did it, and in turn, like, maybe innocently, the fact that he really did it and he pushes so hard is what actually makes people so successful in the gym and actually want to do this, because he does it because he wants to. And we do things as humans because we want to, because we have the motivation. When we go fight, my coach feels like he goes to fight with me.
Yeah, I would say he was even different than a lot of coaches, because yes, you do need the skill to be able to teach the fighter how to fight, but he doesn't just look at you as a fighter. He looks at you as a human being.
As a person.
At AJ, he has, in a sense, he has no reason to be calling you in the morning to see how you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't.
He just has to train you right.
No problems going on.
Yeah.
As long as he trains you right, he's doing his job. But he goes the extra step, and that's what makes a big difference. When you're there training with him and he tells you to do something a certain way, you know 100% that he's saying that because he thinks that's the best thing for you.
You feel that vibe.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell when somebody's not being genuine, and when a coach is just telling you shit to tell you shit. And bro, like you said, everybody that may be good at something may be a little bit crazy. So you need that type of mentorship, because you're in a balance. You get me? You don't know what you may become or what you may not become. But when you have somebody beside you that lived it, then you think about it. You're learning from somebody that does what you want to do. Like, if I didn't want to fight, bro, I'd go baseball, I'd go basketball, something else. You get me? Basketball, no, but like baseball, something else. But to do something for discipline or to distract me from whatever it is that I'm running from. So think about it. You're going to the person that's teaching you for what you want to learn, because you like it in some type of way, to distract yourself from what's going on. So you, in a certain type of way, you idolize that person. So when that person is calling you every day to check up on you and stuff like that, you feel like you matter. A lot of people that are in the gym are because they got bullied and they feel like they don't matter. A lot of people that are in baseball trying to learn how to catch or whatever is because they feel stupid that they can't go to PE and play with the other kids. You get what I mean? So it's all about having somebody believe in you and grow a little bit of confidence in you to become somebody. So I feel like, yeah, bro, absolutely.
I think something that's very important too now that that you're starting to get your name out there, you're getting some nice fights. I think the most important role sometimes as a mentor is to control your ego, because I feel like you've seen it firsthand. Obviously blessings to you that now you're getting recognized more and stuff like that, but sometimes you get lost in the sauce. And then, like you said, a person that's been through the same situation like you, but years ago, that did the mistakes already, and he's teaching you not to do the same mistakes, is what makes the difference between you and another fighter that could be in the same position and lose everything because he gets in his own head, because he thinks he's everything, because he thinks la última Coca-Cola es desierto. And at the end of the day, like you said, you
It
could be
happens all the
one
time,
fight
bro.
away from losing everything.
Bro, fuck a fight, respectfully. You could be one punch away.
Yeah.
I've seen fights that the guy's winning the whole 4 rounds. The last round, somebody lands a shot. Let's say fight's over, the other guy won, or the other guy got cut or something. So one thing is to know that you don't shit above anybody else. You get me? Like, you are a human being. I'm not God. Nobody's God. There's only one God. You get me? And we're nothing close to him. So, or to it, as they say. But bro, like, in reality, when I won my fight, bro, I'm saying this on air, I gave my performance a C minus. I'm never content with how I do. You get me? I look at my fights to look at my mistakes and everything. But I was happy about the win. I was happy that I came out clean. When I went to the locker, my coach told me that he didn't like the fact that I didn't listen to him. And that was something I criticized myself for, but I didn't go so hard on myself for it. You get me? But my coach told me that, like, oh, I didn't like that you didn't listen to me. I told you to throw this and stuff like that, and I took it into consideration. And I'm a person that has 12 years in the game. You get me? There's people out here, and it usually happens with rookies or people that haven't done it a lot. They have discipline issues that your coach, somebody has done it before on a big stage, will tell you, yo, you're doing this wrong. You're going to get a shot. Put your hand up or whatever. You're like, no, but I keep my hand down because of this. Or like, you make an excuse. Don't question the coach. You get me? That's egotistic.
He's in that position for a reason.
It's important to be a sponge, right?
Yeah.
Baseball team that Chino's that coached. You were in that team. Chino was in that team. You were in that team. One little thing out of 1,000 things that he said was, you never win. I mean, you never lose. You learn. Well, in this case, you won, right? But even though you
I've
won,
lost fights before.
oh yeah, and I bet you've learned from them,
Yeah.
right?
It's not a loss. It's a learn. Yeah.
But in this case, you won the fight, but your coach saw something that you didn't see, right? 'Cause he's watching it from the corner. So sometimes I feel like a fighter should always absorb what the coach tells you, his feedback on the fight. Yeah, you might have won the fight, but he probably saw something he didn't like, and you have to fix it, because you never know. Next fighter saw you fight, right? And he's like, all right, this guy's weakness is maybe putting his hand down when he's about to throw a hook or something like that, and then he catches you. You know, so I
Right,
feel like
you
it's
gotta
important to
come
be a
with
sponge.
different stuff every time, but yeah, bro, absolutely. Like, your coach sees things that you don't see, because just like fans, because you don't see from an outside perspective, because you're in a fight, bro. You know, and why are you paying this guy the money that you're paying him? Why do you trust him to take care of you after going to war and stuff like that if you are not going to listen to what he says? Coach yourself. You know?
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback on what AD and Bodhi said, because I was gonna be like, Frank, how many times did we do amazing? And he's like, yeah, but you could have done this better. You dipped a little too much. Where you're like, yeah, but I got like an amazing hit. But he's like, yeah, but still, you dipped too much. Or, yeah, you threw him out, but you could have done this and been a split second faster, and it would have been an easier out. That's why I say, like, my mentor is obviously Danny Stepdad, Ferran, and then Frank. because they'd always be like, oh, but you did this. Like I got a triple once that I stretched from a single into a triple. I got to third and he was just yelling at me. But then at the end he goes, pero buena.
I feel like we take it happens to us, to everybody. You just get experience and you learn. But bro, you really like, we think like, oh, this person is pushing this out of me. You think that they're riding you? They're not riding you, brother. They see the potential in you. And sometimes we really wish we had that type of stuff. You get me? And I feel like the reason why I'm so like in tune with my coach and just so like he's like a lot, like he's like a brother to a lot of people, and coaches are like brothers to you, like big brothers. But I see my coach as a father figure because my dad was in the military. You get me? And I didn't have him in my life for quite some time. So, and my dad's not into the whole fighting aspect that I do. Like, he supports it, but he just, he took a different route. And just my coach there talking to me, like, I can't have the conversations with my dad that I have with my coach. So I see him as a father figure. It doesn't apply to everybody, but at least to me it does.
Yeah.
Bro, and one thing that you said that I'm glad you're taking it that way, you're listening to what he said and actually analyzing it, because yeah, even though you won, it doesn't matter who it is, what you won, what you did, you could have always done better, because nobody's perfect. So if you're just gonna let your ego get in the way, bro, you're tripping. I just won. Maybe next fight, like Brody said, your next fighter is gonna see that one little thing you did, and that's gonna be your big mistake, because you put your ego in the way and you didn't listen to what he said. Like, yes, you did win, but anybody could always do better, because nobody's perfect. You should always listen.
Like I just said, my performance, bro, I rated a C- because there's things that I'm not gonna say on air, because you never know who ends up listening or anything. But bro, like, there's things that I could have done better, that I see that I didn't like personally myself. And I think the performance was exceptional, but there's always room for improvement. As humans, we always have to improve. And once you think you've learned everything, you fucked.
Like, I'm gonna go back to when I coach kids. I always say I learn from the kids, and people go like, "Oh, but what are you gonna learn from a 11-year-old? What are you gonna learn from a 9-year-old?" Like, you learn a lot of stuff. Like, for example, I learned how to enjoy life. A 9-year-old is innocent, right? He's always living life to the fullest. We're not. We're always worried about, oh my God, I need money. I gotta pay this bill. I got I got girl problems. I got family problems. I got this, and that. You learn from everyone. Doesn't matter if he's 11 years old or 80 years old. You're always gonna learn.
And it takes you back to like when also it keeps you warm also, because you takes you back to like when you were a kid. And you remember when you didn't have to worry about nothing except for like the PS2 accepting the disc when you inserted it. You get me? So like it goes, and we need those little smiling moments in life, bro, because life don't be forgiving nobody.
Life's hard.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's beautiful, the relationship you have with your coach. At the end of the day, we spoke off camera that obviously I believe everything happens for a reason. You went through trials and tribulations, and you fight for a reason. But if you would have not been through the path you're going through right now, it could have been a completely different story. It could have been, like you said, an undisciplined fighter, a person that didn't understand what really is fighting. Because at the end of the day, fighting in the street because you got mad at somebody or because of a girl or something like that has nothing to do with fighting in a ring professionally. Understanding your emotion in that moment, knowing how, like you said, like we said 3 times already, it's like a chess battle, like it's a mental battle. Most people don't even go into the ring, so they don't even know what it's like. It's not really about the power or the strike. It's about reading your opponent and understanding you can get emotional and you have to be in the moment, but at the same time understand what you're doing. And it's just beautiful to see that your path led you to a person like that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't be the fighter I am now. There's fighters, bro, that will go up and they'll reach a certain limit, and they won't grow past that. Like I grew up with guys on the amateurs that were better than me. At some point, we shared the ring multiple times. I became better, and I was landing more, and then their career went into flames, and my career's going off more than ever. And same coaching, same everything. I'm not saying it was the coach's problems or anything, but again, maybe if they had a mentor or somebody that believed in them because that's one thing my coach told me, that he was going to believe in me even when I didn't believe in myself, because he knows what I can give. And bro, I'm going to be honest, the moment that I got into this BKFC game, I knew what I wanted to be, I knew what I'm going to be, and I know that I have the coach that will take me there, because again, he did it himself, and he believes in me when all I had was a passion and a dream and stuff like that, bro. So I think the relationship that I found with him is what's going to make me a champion. If I wouldn't be a champion if I just had a coach. I you can have a bad night in any other sport, not this one.
Yeah. And I think that's good that you know that, okay, just because I'm feeling this type of way and doing this and that, like that guy is gonna be like, I got you. You got a bad day? I've been there, and I've been in even worse situations.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I was
okay.
going through some stuff this fight, bro. Not to interrupt you. I was going through some stuff this fight, and some personal things that we'll talk about it off camera after. But and bro, like this fight was tough, and my coach actually gave me a similar moment that he was going through. He had to go fight in Japan, and then when he went to go fight in Japan, I believe like something happened to his daughter. Like she fell, she broke her head or something. She could have died, something like that. And then he was going crazy. They told him about it right before he went to fight, bro. He's like, no, but I gotta go fight. I gotta go do this for my family. And he went to go fight, and he won. People see fighters as just fighters. We're humans too. You get me? We go through shit. We gotta pay bills too. We go through fights and relationships with our friends, and family. Like things happen. So it is what it is.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Give me a second.
You just got your dub. We're all happy for you. Congratulations. But what's next for you? What do you got planned?
Like right now, or just as the time goes? From now and as the time goes?
Yeah, for right now, do you got any fights still in this year that might happen?
Right now, bro, I just finished the fight. I came out safe. Glad, thank God. He came out safe. I believe now. Main thing I want to do, so I just got back from a trip with the family. I was on vacation. I had fun. I'm gonna go back to the gym, bro. I'll do it again. You realize you don't have to I gotta do it again and again and again and again. So you don't really celebrate too much. You take your little wins with your wins, but anybody that the BKFC wants to get me, bro, I'm happy to take. I'm just happy to grow as a fighter, grow with my team, and just enjoy stuff, man. Enjoy life, enjoy the little things in life, the big things in life, the wins, the losses, the smiles, the cries, and just do it again, bro. Now I go back to the gym on Monday, and just lock back in with my coach. We'll look at my fight, see what I did right, what I did wrong. Like I said, the things that I can put up out here, and we just from there I go back to training, bro. It really doesn't change. It's like a job, bro. Like really, really, it's a job. It's just the part of training. You guys know because you guys are my friends, but the job aspect of it, like the waking up in the morning, running and shit like that, people don't see that. So, and it's okay, you can see it from a fan point of view, but that's the question that we're answering. You get me? To the fans, what I'm gonna do now, I go back to the gym. You guys know I do it again. The answer for you guys on the question of an opponent or anything like that, I'm not sure anybody that's lined up. I know I'll be back July 12th. Fire. But back at the Hard Rock, and bro, just to sell out another crowd, bro, get another vicious knockout, bro, and keep putting God first, keep putting my team first, Young Tigers Foundation, and Eric El Tigre Castaño, and everybody that joins me, bro. I'm fighting alongside the best fighters of the company, so I'm just excited for the future. But nothing in specific plan. Just I took my little vacation, and I fought on a Thursday, and Monday I'm back to the gym working again.
Back to work. Yep. I really like that chain. That chain is crazy.
Bro, Danny had to put his glasses on. It was fucking crazy.
Shout out to my dog, bro. AP the jeweler. That's a fuck your jeweler right here. Yeah, y'all want to see something dope? All right, watch this. Watch this. Y'all ain't ready for this one. Check it out. I'm gonna do it on camera. Look. Like a Thomas. Right out. Yeah, bro. So shout out jeweler to the stars, man. AP the jeweler, bro. That's my brother, bro. We actually had a business relationship at first, and then it just turned into a friendship. He stopped everything he's done to come. He flew out to watch me fight after he was. Bro, he's busy. Just, you get me? He works with real big people, and at the best prices, bro. He's down local in Miami, and then no matter every time that I have a fight, he'll be Greece, New York, anywhere, bro. He'll come down to see me, come support campaign. So shout out to AP the jeweler, man, for real. Yeah.
Shout out.
Hit him up.
Yep.
What is it? Fuck your jeweler?
Yeah, fuck your
Fuck
jeweler.
your jeweler.
Yeah.
Alright?
Every other jeweler don't work, bro. And come on, bro. When have you ever fucking look bro?
Never seen anything like that.
Come on, bro. Rose gold, bro.
That shit different.
Yeah.
That's just tough.
Yeah, bro.
That's just
All
tough.
everything done by him. You get me? He's legit, bro. Legit, and an even better person than he is a businessman, bro.
That's important.
That's more important.
That's important.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's important. But I feel like, what about you? I feel like it's been a good one.
I think it's been a
Been a
great
good
one.
one.
Obviously, AJ.
Guys, thank you for having me, bro.
Thank you for being here, bro.
I appreciate every moment, everybody that supports me, bro. A lot of people went over to that fight to, see something else happen.
Yeah.
And, bro, this is a dream that I'm living, bro. A promise I made to myself and a passed on family member. So I'm going to go hard, bro. I'm not going to stop going hard. I appreciate you guys, like Isla Talks, for bringing me out, bro, supporting me, and for believing in the vision before it was even real, bro. Because, come on, bro. How long have we been at this? You get me? So I really appreciate it, bro. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for being here, man. You know who it is. It's Bordy. It's Chino. It's Danny. It's AD from the motherfucking 3. And it's 3-0. AJ
The biggest, baby, Rodriguez. Don't play with it, play without it. You feel me?
You feel me?
Get it done.
It's like Isla Talks. We out.
Peace out.
Dale.
Si vas a seguir comentando crickets, vete al carajo, ¿oíste?
For real.